Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Balconia Garden Podcast. This is where we talk about all things container gardening, both indoor and outdoor. And you will find tips and tricks for growing a flourishing container garden, regardless of its size, shape, or how much space you have. Welcome to episode 2. Today, we're going to look at 5 gardening jobs you can do in January in your container gardens, whether they're indoor and outdoor. I would say they're kind of more tailored towards outdoor gardens, but you can still apply them to indoor as well. So if you're like me and you're in January and it's the dead of winter and nothing's growing and you're itchy, you really want to get gardening again, but this seems like there's nothing to do, these 5 jobs will kind of keep you sated a bit until everything starts to slowly wake up when we move into spring. So let's get started. The first job is to keep an eye on your spring flowering bulbs grown in pots. So if you have planted spring flowering bulbs in autumn, so things like tulips, daffodils, muscari, hyacinths, crocuses, make sure that these pots are never sitting in water, because if the water becomes saturated and the water can't drain away, there's a chance that the bulbs will get bulb rot, and then of course we won't get any flowers from them, and then all our waiting and all the work that we did in autumn was for nothing, which would be a shame. So make sure that they're never sitting in water. If you have bulbs that are already emerging, don't worry, it's completely normal if you're seeing foliage already coming out of the soil. What happens here in Cologne especially is that we normally have mild weather up until sort of December, and then when it becomes January and February, it gets really, really cold. So what always happens on the balcony is that I get the foliage emerging and then we're hit by really, really cold weather. Like it is now, actually, it's snowing in Cologne right now. I'm sharing all these jobs you can do in your gardens and it's snowing, so might have to wait for that if you're in Cologne right now. Wait to do your jobs. But anyway, you can protect your emerging bulbs. You can cover them with a mulch, something like a straw or a bark chip. You can also cover them with a horticultural fleece. Spring flowering bulbs are, of course, very hardy. They can deal with temperatures, depending on the species, even up to minus 20 degrees Celsius. But this is when they're grown in the wild. And when we're growing any plant in pots, we have to treat them a little bit differently because they're not nearly as protected as they would be if they were growing in the soil, so deep in the open soil. Because if you can imagine, you've got the bulbs that are flying around in space in this pot. It's only protected by a couple of centimetres of soil and then the pot. So that's not really a lot of protection at all. So if it does get really cold, you can again use fleece to wrap the pot itself so it doesn't crack. You can also use something like bubble wrap. If the weathers get very extreme, I would also even recommend bringing them inside or putting them in something like a cold frame if you have that. If you're bringing them inside, try and put them in a really cold part of your growing space, or if you've got an outhouse or something like a cellar or a garden shed. Because if we bring the pots into our home and we have them there for any length of time, the bulbs are going to think, they're going to sense the warmer temperatures, of course, in our houses or in our homes, and they're going to be like, oh, it's spring, it's time to grow. And so then they will really start to wake up and grow. We don't want that yet, it's too early for that. So try, if you are bringing your pots inside, try and put them in as cold an area as possible. And if the soil freezes at any time, you don't need to water the pots. They'll be fine. So the second January job is to get sowing. We can actually sow certain seeds in January. These seeds or these plants they have a longer growing season, so they actually need to be planted in January or early February. So things like aubergines, chilies, celery seeds, leeks, onions, flowers like sweet peas, pelargoniums, begonias. As ever, before you sow your seeds, check on the seed packets, do a little bit of research to see what their specific needs are. Check if the seeds need to be kept indoors or outside. Some seeds actually require a cold period in order for them to successfully germinate. And also do a little bit of research about what the light requirements are for these specific seeds. Because we are in the depths of winter, the light levels are of course much lower, but the seeds still require light. So it might be that you'll need to add some additional lighting for your germinating seeds and seedlings. So the third January job is to actually carrying on with seeds, but to do a seed inventory. If you have a little box of seeds, which I think if you've been gardening for a while now, especially growing from seed, you will have sort of amassed an amount of seed and you're like, how do I have so many seeds, or when did I even buy these, or who gave me these, or what are they? It's really good to once a year just go through all the seeds that you have and check on the health of them. If you see any kind of mold or pests or diseases, I would discard the seeds. You can also check on the seed packets for essentially their best before date. I have to say though, I find these dates on the seed packets, normally you can continue to sow those seeds a few years after that date. It's certainly been my experience anyway. In theory, the older a seed gets, year after year, the viability of that seed goes down, which means then the plant will then potentially be weaker or it won't grow as big. I have to say, I've never experienced that. I've also sort of pushed my seeds for a few years longer than the seed packets say, because it can be expensive. If you're growing a lot of things from seed, you're buying new seeds every year on top of soil or compost, it can really add up. So yeah, that's just my personal experience. I would say maybe, push that date a few years forward. But again, if you see something like pests or diseases, I wouldn't bother sowing the seeds. So once you've done your seed inventory, you can then buy seeds. So if you have an idea of what you already want for this growing season, you can start to check the catalogues and you can go online. And this is all the fun bits where we get ideas about what we can grow for this growing season. The following episode, so episode 3, I'm actually going to be doing a more in-depth look at how to plan for a growing season. So look out for that if you're wanting a bit more inspiration or advice about how to plan for your growing season. The 4th January job is to get weeding, or at least stay on top of the weeding. So again, although we are in winter, if you're having a mild winter, for example, wherever you live, there will be winter weeds that are going to start popping up everywhere. So just weed them out as you see them. It's just minimizing a job for you and you're helping your future self. If you see annual seedlings popping out, just take them out with your hands. And if you do see perennials returning, I would take as much of the root out as possible. Again, this is just going to help you in the long run. It's going to minimize the amount of work that you have, and just keep on top of the weeds. And the last gardening job to do in January is to clean. Sorry, I know it's boring, but it's important and it brings a lot. Oh, I just spoke in German there. It brings a lot. It achieves a lot if you keep up with your cleanliness. I actually talked about this in the episode 1, which was all about gardening resolutions. So if you want to listen to that in a bit more detail, you can check that out. It's also on YouTube or Spotify. But if you get into the habit of keeping your growing space or your container garden really clean, if you remove any kinds of leaves or foliage or whatever that's sort of flying around your space, if you remove them, you are removing spots where pests and diseases can overwinter. So this will hopefully then lead to a reduction in the beasties, especially, that arrive in spring. So it's my least favourite job to do. It's dull, but it's a small thing to do, but it just helps in every aspect of your garden. So I really recommend doing that. And as you're cleaning, you can also just check if there are any cracked pots, if you have any tools that are damaged or that they need repairing. Also check that other plants aren't sitting in water, and just keep an eye on your beautiful growing space. And I promise you, in spring, if you get these little jobs out of the way, you will thank yourself for it. So those were my 5 gardening jobs to do in January in your container gardens. I hope you enjoyed it. Will you be doing any of these jobs? Are there any jobs that I missed and that you do in your garden? I would love to hear about it. Comment down below. As ever, you can always listen to this episode on the YouTube channel Balconia Garden or on Spotify, Balconia Garden Podcast. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for the lovely comments on the previous episode. I hope you're all staying safe and well. I hope January is not getting you down. I send you all my good wishes and I will connect with you in the next podcast. Goodbye.